Hello guys, it's RyuTCG back here with another video. This one is going to be on my Mermail deck profile. You saw the two combo videos I did earlier, the one with the Dweller and then the one with the Barrier Statue, Toads, and Lacia. I just want to give you my deck list on the video that I've been doing it. So this deck list, I went to local last week and won 4-0. I played against Mitsu Ryzeal, Kashtira Ryzeal, Mekk-Knight, and White Forest. And besides the Mekk-Knight, every game I 2-0'd. So the list is very, very good. I enjoy playing it this way. I'll explain my reasoning for card choices and whatnot as I go through it in this video. I also play with it a lot on Omega. I think I'm like Plat Diamond right now in Omega with this deck list. I've been playing Water for years. I think I've been playing Water since like 2013, 2014. Whenever Abyss Rising came out, it's one of my favorite sets of all time. And this deck came out from it. And it's just been slowly getting more and more support and becoming what it is now. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to start here with our main deck. So the first thing we have in our main deck is 3 Neptibus. So it's very self-explanatory. It's the best card in the whole entire deck. It sends a water for cost and adds one, and then summons back. He is the heart and soul of this deck, and he is one of the best cards ever printed for this deck. And I very much love this card a lot. And then we have our triple Teus. So the reason I play 3 Teus instead of 2, because some people play that, is I feel that if you open this with Dragoon or Shadow Squad, it's a way to keep playing and to start your combo and play through Droll. Because if you do this, discarding like Dragoons or discarding anything else, you're going to resolve your chain and you're going to be able to actually add with your Teus and be able to get to your Rhine. So very important to play at 3 in my opinion. And then the best card in the deck is Atlantean Dragoons, because it's not hard once per turn, and you can just sit there and add water and water and water and water and keep playing. This card is very stupid, and it is the best card in the deck. There's a reason it was at 1 for the longest time in the world. It's because this card is amazing. So then we're going to play 3 Shadow Squad. So Shadow Squad is also another very good card in this deck, because when it's discarded for cost for a water monster, you can special summon like your Prince from your deck, or you can special summon Pike, whichever one you need in the situation. And it also has an effect to discard to become a level 7, which comes up going second a lot. So it becomes a level 7, and you can make the big Poseidon XYZ, and you can wipe boards and win games. So definitely need to play 3 of this in my opinion. And then I enjoy playing 3 Rhine, just because there's a lot of Mitsu Ryzeal running around. So a lot of people are main decking Droll or side decking Droll. And this card is your way to beat Droll with Coelacanth. I think this is 100% necessary at 3. If you're playing the Coelacanth build. If you're only playing, if you're not playing Coelacanth, you can play 1 and get away with it. That's perfectly fine. But I feel like if you're playing Deep Sea King, 3 of this is just necessary, in my opinion, to play through hand traps. And then I play triple Pike. This is, of course, because we're playing Coelacanth, so you have to play 3 Pike. It comes up. Yes, it's not good to open up more than 1 in your hand when you start the turn, but like it's also a pseudo 2-card starter. It's worth playing, in my opinion, if you're playing Coelacanth, and I very much enjoy that card. It makes the game a lot easier, in my opinion, and playing 3 is necessary. And then I play double Poseidon. So this guy's really good, just for the fact that like he can summon himself back. You can summon it back with Neptibus during your opponent's turn and like protect cards, and then you can spin a card back. But he's also really good at breaking boards. It's kind of insane how good he is, because everything's for cost. This card, when it hits the field, basically it almost wins you the game, because it lets you play through so many interruptions before you actually start playing. So I would say if you're going like a second list, I would play 3 of it, but because I'm going first in this list, I'm only playing 2. I like having the second one for follow-up instead of just playing the 1. This is my personal opinion. And then after that, we are going to sit here and we're going to get to the 1-of. So first we have 1 Heavy Infantry. Heavy Infantry is straightforward. It is a way to pop a card during your opponent's turn with either Rhine or Lacia. You have to play the 1. I definitely think this card is required. Poseidon kind of pseudo does the same thing now with Neptibus, but if you don't have any field zones like I showed you in the Dweller video, you can just do Heavy Infantry and it pops the card and gets rid of the monster too. So I feel like this is also needed for breaking boards, because this card exists too, because they can combo off together to break boards. And of course, we're playing the 1 Minstrel. You resolve this card, you win 99% of the time, because you get so much knowledge out of your opponent's hand. I would play 3 if I could go first every single time, but just for the fact that you go second, you can't really afford to play 3 of these. 2 maybe, but 1 is definitely needed, because you can use it to synchro off whenever you're going with your lines with Poseidon in the extra deck. If not, you can just play the 1 and it's just for the combo. As I was talking about Coelacanth earlier, you are going to definitely play Deep Sea King in my opinion. A lot of people are back and forth. It's preference if you want to play this. If not, it's more non-engine space. I just feel like this makes this deck play through a lot more interruptions, just to be able to play through everything on the board and then drop this on the board and then be able to actually just go off and win is kind of stupid. So I think this is 100% needed in my opinion. But like I said, it's preference. If you don't want to play it, don't play it. It's just how I like to play the deck. And then I like playing the 1 Barrier Statue. I play this over Moulin. I have been testing on and off with Moulin in the deck too. I just like the ability to just put this Barrier Statue on the field versus like sitting there and micromanaging every water in my graveyard. You can definitely do that. That's a way to play this deck. I just think Statues is better in that regard because you can play into Fua better. You can play into any of the Charmies better by just putting this on the board, and they have to draw double imperm to out it. If not, you win basically, because everything goes for cost and whatnot. Moulin ripping 2 sometimes is just not good because you go into stuff like Fiendsmith and it just causes more problems. But the card's definitely great. It feels weird not playing the deck without Moulin because Moulin was a big integral part of this deck for such a long time. But I think the Barrier Statue serves the deck just as well in my opinion. So then we're going to go to our spells. I play 1 Tina, 1 for 1. These are my engine spells. So the reason for 1 for 1, it's another way for Prince, because Prince, like I said, is the best card in your whole deck. So resolving this card basically wins. It's another way to get to it. It can be a neg 2, so you don't have to play it. I just play it for consistency, honestly. And then Triana, this lets you play through so many different boards and lets you play through so many different forms of interruption. And the fact that it lets you make the Dweller and Double Toad is very important to me. I don't ever see this card as a brick, honestly, because like it's an extender if you draw another water 99% of the time. Or if like you summon your Prince and they pop the Prince, it's another way to summon the Prince. So I definitely feel like this card is needed. And then we'll go to non-engine. I play the 1 Called by the Grave just for like if I'm playing at locals and they droll me. If I get drolled, I need to have some way to play through it. So Called by the Grave is definitely that. And just negating certain hand traps like Fua or whatever, it's just good for that in general. Then non-engine, I am playing 3 Parelia. So the reason for 3 Parelia is because it's a water. That's number 1. And then it's really good in the Ryzeal, drawing multiple cards. So the whole point of this whole deck is to basically make your opponent end on a half board and then break the board and play through it. Or you go first and you set up an unbreakable board and you win that way. Those are the 2 ways you play through it. So the reason for the 3 Parelia is it's just a water. It's also a level 4 and a low attack monster that can be summoned off Anemone. Very rarely comes up, but it is a thing that can happen. Then I play 3 Dominus Impulse. Your deck's all water. Unless you're playing Fua. I don't currently have Fua. You could play Fua. I would actually play Fua endless anyways. But the fact that this card exists into certain decks like Fire King, let's see, Mitsu Ryzeal, Fiendsmith Ryzeal, any sort of rogue possible, White Forest, just the list goes on. Like basically anything besides pure Ryzeal, this will have something to hit and it has value in the deck. So I definitely think 3 of this is needed. 3 Imperm. So Imperm is a really good hand trap. It's not good by itself, of course, most of the time, but sometimes you can stop like Duo Drive and still be able to play, or stop certain normal summons and still keep playing on your turn. It's also good because it's a pseudo out for if you're going against somebody, and if you're going into top cut like at a regional or a YCS, everybody's gonna know what you're on. They've been walking the tables, they're gonna see what you're playing, and just having another way to stop Dweller, because Dweller is a big issue right now, and especially for this deck, if you get Dweller, it's almost a game killer. So it's another pseudo way to play through Dweller. Then I also play 3 Droplet. This is for the same exact reason. If you get Dweller, you lose, essentially. So just having the way to play through Dweller, or the way to like make them, if you're playing against Ryzeal, then make them land on like a half board, and then you just Droplet onto their detonator, and then just play through their board that way. That's also a thing. This card's also very good for your Barrier Statue, because like if you put your Barrier Statue in defense mode, and if you don't have a way to protect it, this can half anything they summon unless they have something over 2,000 attack. That's a normal summon, which is very rare in between in this game. It will stop them during the damage step and they won't kill the statue, and they will basically scoop right there. It's the same concept. So there are basically 6 pseudo ways to play out of Dweller in the main deck if you go second and somebody preemptively knows what you're on. So that's why I feel like these are needed. So then we will go to the extra deck here. So for the extra deck, I think majority of it is pretty needed, and there's like a couple flex spots. So to start off with our Link 2s, I am playing Abyss Lacia, Coral Anemone, and then Abyss Keeper. So Abyss Keeper is one of those 2 flex spots we were talking about. I play Coelacanth, so I feel like it's just a way to get the fish out of your hand if you need to. Yes, you can discard it with a water monster, summon it back with Trite. That's also definitely a thing you can do, but some lines you just can't get there. That's what the Keeper's for. This could be anything, honestly. Like I said, this is the flex spot. And then we have our Anemone and we have our Lacia. Lacia is another way to just summon back a, or excuse me, it's another way to protect your statue. And then Anemone is a combo piece. There was a game I was playing where I summoned the Lacia, and it was one of my last pieces on my board, and the person would not kill it, because if they killed this Lacia, I would just summon back, and I would just go off and snowball and kill them. So this sat on the field for 2 turns because they couldn't out it. So it's a very, very good card just for the fact of, like, it gives you follow-up, gives you a way to protect your statue, and it lets you summon something back. Very, very good. Then, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the Netibus here. This guy is one of the best thing that's came out for water. Just being able to make your stuff untargetable is kind of very insane. And the fact that he adds the Triana too is very, very stupid. This card does so many good things for this deck, and it's definitely worth playing 110%. There's no reason why you wouldn't. So that is it for my Link monsters. I just had 4 here. So then we're going to move on. So then we're going to go through our synchros here. So I placed 2 synchros. One is the Deep Sea Prima Donna. This is how you summon back your statue in our combo lines like you saw in my previous videos. And then I'm playing the Chenning. So the whole point of the Chenning here is basically if you only get to resolve your Deep Sea King and you get on a board state where you have no way to get Dragoons to be able to add heavy infantry or have Netibus in your hand to be able to protect the statue. It's another way to do it, so you can end on a board where it's Deep Sea King, Barrier Statue, and then you can have the Chenning sit here too. So it's just another way to protect your statue if you get to it, honestly. It's a flex spot. Like I said, this and the Keeper are the 2 flex spots in the deck, in my opinion. I just think this is the best 10 currently. If you're not playing like the Ice Shade or anything, I just feel like this is superior. So that is my 2 synchros. Then we're going to get right on to our XYZs here. We're going to be playing, you get this right here, Double Bahamut Shark. So Double Bahamut Shark is very straightforward. You're going to be able to make Double Toad like it's nothing in this deck. So along with it is the Double Toad. Like I said, we can make this like it's nothing. Being able to have like a Baron de Fleur in any sort of deck is 100% worth it, especially a Baron de Fleur that adds follow-up. So very, very good. And then I'm also playing a Dweller. Dweller is very good into Fiendsmith, very good into Mitsu Ryzeal. Just landing on this card outs a lot of boards, and just being able to have a combo where you can land on Double Toad in this basically ensures victory majority of the time. I am playing the Virtue Dragon. This is very good if you need to add back like the heavy infantry or something, if that was the fodder water you discarded, or if you're playing Virtue Stream in your side deck, it's also another way to add that card. It's just very, very good for follow-up, and it's just another water card, honestly. And then the 2 7s, we're playing the Abyss Trite and the Abyss Gaius. So Abyss Gaius is still kind of needed. It really helps break boards, and it's very good against like Tempai and stuff, being able to make it where they can't attack. And then Abyss Trite is so good for your combo pieces now, being able to revive a level 4 or being able to revive a level 3. Anything you need to do, revive King, it's just this card being able to do that is crazy. Right now, we're not playing a trap that's very good, that's worth like setting. You could play Sphere if you wanted to, because some people are doing that in lines. But I just don't feel that's worth it, honestly. It's just really good for the Reborn effect. It's just better to use this instead of him. And then, of course, the going second Master, Poseidra. This card, as soon as it hits the board, you win, basically. And just putting it over Gaius, for example, it's just anything. It's just putting this on the board when you go second is winning the duel. This card is one of the best cards in this deck, and the fact that you can just put 3 cards back is very stupid. Alright, so that is it for my extra deck. I'll go ahead and show you my side deck. This is subject to change. It's whatever you go through at locals, regionals, whatever you have to play against. It's just subject to change. I'm playing 3 Droll and Lockbird. This is for Mitsu Ryzeal, essentially. And then also it's for a cross-out target. It's Droll. any sort of road deck, this kind of just completely destroys and then makes it where you can win the duel. Then I'm playing 3 Lancia. Lancia is straightforward. It's for Malice. It's also now a crossout target because some people are siding this in against water so they don't get Barrier Statue because you can't Prima Donna and whatnot under this Lancia. So it's just there for Malice and being able to cross out, but majority Malice. Then I'm also playing 3 XYZ Encore. This is for Dweller. People walking around and seeing you're on the deck, they are going to immediately Dweller you if they get the chance, or going into game 2, they will Dweller you. So it's just another way to play through Dweller because this deck dies to Dweller. Very straightforward. Then I am playing the 1 Virtue Stream and the 1 Abyss Scale. This is for the combo I showed you, excuse me, with the Dweller and also doing the Alacia Double-Toed Barrier Statue. Instead of adding the equip spell, you can equip this to it. It's basically to play around Droplet. There's decks that are siding in Droplet against you or against any other deck. And there's also Chris wandering around that just lives off Droplet. Just having this card in general is very, very good. Putting it on the field and being able to get a Droplet and just holding it till then is very good. And then I'm playing 3 Crossout Designator and then 1 Dimensional Shifter. So it's very straightforward here. You lose to certain cards in this game, i.e. Droll, Lancia, Shifter. These are going to be your 3 like main targets for crossout. Lancia is just the new addition, but it's mostly just these 2. You have ways to pseudo play around this. If you're playing 3 Rhine like I am and Coelacanth, you have ways to play under this still, but this card you just straight lose to. So it's just you gotta play it in my opinion if you're playing crossout. You could also, per se, instead of playing the crossouts, you could play like 2 Minstrel and something else. But I feel like I just like the crossout better for the fact of playing through stuff like this, or if I can like cross out a Droplet per se or anything. I just like the card better. It just solidifies you going first, you're going to win essentially, and going second if you're playing against a deck that likes using the Shifter, you have a way to play. So yeah, that is it. Like I said, I went 4-0 last week with this at my locals. Really, really fun. The deck is very, very good, very, very consistent, very clean. If you want to try and put more non-engine in, you could cut the call by the 1-for-1 and put like 3 Fua, 3 Ash, whatever you feel comfortable with. That's a thing. Go to 41 cards. The deck's consistent enough to where it can handle it. It's just whatever you want to do at preference. But yeah, this is my water deck. If you have any questions, please just leave them in the comments below and just give me a like. If you don't mind to subscribe, I really appreciate it. All right, RyuTCG signing out. Thank you.